wear a pineapple hat, so that's a pretty...
Pineapple hat is the best.
So today we're in Mozambique at a beautiful place called Xai Xai. It's sort of like a coastal tourist getaway. I presume mostly for South Africans, but we're going to find out some more details in a minute here. I'm with Monet. She is the proprietor of the place we're at. It's a beautiful little resort and campground area. And they have a nice place called Montego Resort. And so yesterday we came in, me and Angie, she sort of gave us a quick lowdown on how they're rebuilding the place, sort of what had happened during COVID. As it happened to a lot of people around the world, and how things were before. And so I thought she had a really great story, and so I wanted to ask her a few questions, and she was very kind to give us some of her time today and just answer a few questions about Mozambique, Montego, Xai Xai, and sort of how things have been around here. Thanks for chatting to us. So it's super cash. So that's a few questions. Really good thing. So if you wouldn't mind telling me, because that was my introduction, but if you wouldn't mind telling me sort of like about the area we're in and sort of what it is.
So we are in Xai Xai.
Yeah.
It's about 3.5 hours drive from the head city of Maputo.
Yeah.
It is a coastal, small little town.
Yeah.
It is building up to be the next big city. So Xai Xai is very known to be the next city that is growing now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of booming businesses just before COVID,
yeah.
especially. We are on the coast side.
Yeah.
So we are about 10 kilometers from the town itself out to the beach side.
You can hear, you probably can't hear on this, but like literally the ocean is right there. You can hear it crashing all night long. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
So yeah, and this place is very quiet during most times, but it is a very more relaxed, chilled, calm environment. We have a lot of more family people coming around here.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of activities that were happening before COVID. I don't know around here if the activities are still going.
Yeah, so why do people come? Like they come just to relax or to fish?
So there's a lot of fishing going on, deep sea fishing. We have really good deep sea fishing going on here.
Yeah.
So there's boats that you can rent to go out.
Okay.
We have then also the campsites. But as I found, we are more of a place where people come and relax.
Yeah.
Do activities, but just more of a calm, chilled holiday.
It's very
vibe.
relaxing here. I will say it's very. There's like, I'll do a quick pan around here before this shoots over, but it's like lots of trees and greenery and very lush and very mellow. You can't hear vehicles. You don't hear people walking by. It's very chill.
Yes, it is. So yeah, this place is one of my favorite places. I've moved here 9 years ago.
You're South African originally, right?
Yeah, I'm originally South African from Pretoria, but I moved here 9 years ago. This will be my 10th year if we finish it. So me and my mom and my dad started up this place. It was a rundown resort that was abandoned for 12 years.
Yeah.
We came in and we sorted it out. Fixed up the place, built up the campsites. We built up around more than 5,000 sandbags just to keep the campsites stable. Yeah. And then we have a few chalets. Yeah. Unfortunately, half of them are not working anymore.
We stayed in a chalet last night, actually. Yeah. One of the few that are back up and running.
Yeah, so we have a few chalets. We have about 3 chalets that is up and running at the moment.
Yeah.
But then we have about 25 working campsites.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, we are getting it up and ready because due to COVID, we have had some bad luck with people stealing from us and stuff. But it was a difficult time for all of us.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
So before, let's say, like, pre-COVID, which is sort of, I feel, how the world works now, like maybe like originally like BC or something else sometime. I mean, now it's pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So before COVID, it would be regular stream of tourists who would just come to hang out.
Yes, we in our first 3 years, as you build up a company, it always takes like a bit of a minute just to get it known and building the brand and stuff like that. Yeah. But after like that 3 years, we built up our brand very good. We had a lot of clients. Yeah. I had a lot of regulars, people that like became part of our family, our Montego family, and they would come every year like clockwork. They will check in here. I have also had a lot of tourist groups come in here with big trucks.
Like those big ones, like the ones that are full of like the overlander trucks.
The overlander, exactly. Okay, and this was one of their favorite stop points at a point in time. So, and they came for like we had 3 companies, but we were really up and running. Business was going really, really good, and we were getting to that process where we were starting to rebuild our own type of way of chalets because the chalets, when we didn't build them, but we fixed them up. But we were getting to the place where we are rebuilding them, and we also are rebuilding new houses that we wanted to also rent out.
Oh, nice.
As well,
So before we get to the COVID part, I just want to know, so when we were driving to Mozambique, like every country I've ever driven to in my life, the neighboring country almost always says how dangerous it is and how we shouldn't go there. And I found that we were in the very southern part of South Africa, mostly like near Cape Town and a bit more south. People always told us to not go to Mozambique. If we were going to go, to travel as a convoy of like 5 or 6 cars, it was really dangerous, and be careful at the border, and the police are going to rob you, and on and on and on. And so my wife, who's never been here before, I've never been here before either,
Yes.
but I'm sort of familiar with how it goes when you travel, where the neighboring countries always seems to be scared of the neighbors. I don't know why.
I don't know, probably
Yeah.
tourist situation, I don't know.
And so we decided to come anyway, and we haven't been here long, but anyway, the experience has been completely fine overall. Everyone's been really nice. So why did you decide to move here from South Africa?
I decided we needed to take a break of the hustle and bustle, the rat race that is life. So me and my parents, I just finished high school. I did study wildlife and anti-poaching and that stuff, and I did some hotel management courses and stuff. We've always been in love with Mozambique. Since I was 6 years old, we've always came to Mozambique. So it was, I will say, part of my culture, you know, coming to Mozambique. This was our holiday destination. It is for a lot of South Africans a big holiday destination. It is a very cheap country where it can be affordable for people that doesn't have that luxury to afford holidays, to make it affordable for them. And so that was also one of our things why we opened Montego Resort. We don't want to overcharge people. We want to make it accessible for every people to come and enjoy a piece of paradise. So that was like probably our motto. And I think, you know, my mom and dad worked very hard in their lives. They were big companies and running big companies, and they wanted to come chill a bit. And I was never like a corporate type of person. I was always an outdoor person. So this suited for my lifestyle a lot. And, you know, I would say it really saved our lives. And the fact to really know each other as a family, and getting back to each other as family dynamics, where in the busy world that we are in today, I feel like a lot of you live past your mom and your dad and your children, and everybody's running their own directions. So it's a bit sad, but I'm so happy that we've moved, and we have had our ups and we have had our downs, but we're still standing strong.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so before COVID, everything was sort of coming together,
was really
building
nice.
up, going great. People were coming, money was coming. It was all sort of, we had a system working.
We had a really nice restaurant. We have really good reviews about our food. We really make very nice burgers and seafood. We really had also locals that every weekend will check in as us with their weekly Montego burger or something like that. So we had a really good stream of people coming in here. The fullest that I have been in the time that I've managed Montego Resort was 300 people.
300 people. I'll show you around, but that's a lot of people. I think. In
one night, and it was Christmas night. And we had like 3 of that overland trucks coming in, so they take about 15 people each. And then most of my campsites are situated that a group of people can book them out together. So like half of my campsites take about a max 15 people themselves. So we were like fully booked, and that was such an experience for us.
Well, I can imagine.
We were like, woo, you know, but it was such a blessing to also experience that. And due to that, experiencing that, we also realized that we don't want that much people there, because you don't have the time to spend with your clients one-on-one, getting to know them and actually making sure that they enjoy the places around you. Yes, so we have scaled down a bit on that. We don't need so much bookings, but it was really, it was so great. Like, we really had such a good time, and we were building up. I mean, we didn't come in here with lots of money and building fancy resorts, and we're not going for the fancy resorts because we want to make it accessible to everyone to come and enjoy it. And so we're still building up, and then unfortunately COVID hit and it killed probably the whole world, you know, right there.
So what happened here? So like COVID hit, the world goes down, and what happened at Montego?
So I was actually I was in South Africa visiting my brother in Cape Town, and then the whole drama started, and then I had my staff, 6 of my staff in Pretoria with us, because we were going to move our last stuff from South Africa to Mozambique. So we had trucks organized and containers and everything, and it blew up and borders were closing, and I flew from Cape Town to Pretoria, and Pretoria jumped in the car with my staff because how can I get them through the border, and everything is locked down. So we shoot through that night. Literally, this just made it in time to go through the border. They did give me a lot of hassle, but I'm so blessed that my paperwork was in order, so that they would allow me to come through, because you have to have paperwork to stay here on a long-term basis. So we got through. Unfortunately, I did get stuck alone on the side without my family, so that was a big thing for me. I didn't have the support from the family that I needed. And yourself. My friend, she got stuck here with me. So she was actually looking after my place, taking a small break. She was looking after the place while I was quickly in South Africa, and she would come and go. She also grew up in Mozambique. Her mom and dad was missionaries, and so she knows and she can speak fluently Portuguese and all that. So she got stuck here with me, and what a blessing it was at the end, because we had each other, but it's not that family together, not that support. And one of the things that I really missed was just getting a basic hug from my mom and dad to say everything will be all right. So that happened. We got stuck together. She was here so we were here together. In the first month, we all are still checking out is the world coming to end. Nobody knew literally what's going on. And being so remote, you don't always get the full 100% news, and nobody is actually knowing what was COVID, and everybody's trying to figure it out. And so the first 2 months was alright, and then unfortunately, I ran out of money supporting my staff. There
was no tourists at all, right? Nobody.
Zero. It closed. The restaurant closed. I literally had a fully stocked restaurant, and I had to I gave all the food away to all my staff eventually, all the stock, because we were getting hungry. And then in the first 2 months, we ran out of money. Luckily, I have had saved money. Because I was fixing the resorts, fixing the roofs of the old chalets and doing that. And luckily, I only finished one. But the rest of the money that I had, we spent then just to survive. And due to that, just 2 months in, we couldn't pay the electricity bill, and they put off our electricity. So that's where most of our little drama started.
There was no government funding coming in, nothing.
And we unfortunately had to make plans. We were stuck here without electricity for a long time. It took us about, I think, 7 months.
7 months?
So the place we were here without electricity. Luckily, we have a generator, so we can do running water. Because I can go without electricity, but I can't go without running water. That's like a necessity. So that's something that I've learned. So me and her, we really learned to rough it. We planted little farms on our campsites to grow ourselves some vegetables and sustain my staff, because I had 50 staff at that
growing
point.
Food and running the generator to pump water. Oh my God, you just turned back time 100 years.
But you have to improvise, and I have, the locals here have such a knowledge of growing their own food, because all of them have their own little farm, where they grow their own crops and stuff to feed their families, because it is a sustainable thing. And I've learned so much from them, actually, being a farmer, learning how to plant tomatoes in a place where you won't think they will grow, on a sandy patch of,
it is very sandy
stuff. And they taught me all of this stuff. And then I got blessed with the work. I started managing another company, so I left.
Here, in Mozambique.
Yes. I left, and she looked after my place. But unfortunately, we have had some bad luck in that time that I was not here. Due to not having electricity, most of my camping electricals got stolen off at night.
Came in and took everything.
Because there was no electricity to keep them away. So it was just, they can just cut the cables and take it off. So most of my campsites, all the plugs and the lights were stolen off. And then some of my geysers and stuff got stolen off. And I'm not mad at the people that done it, because I know it was a very difficult time for the community around us, because it is a very poor country. Unfortunately, they do struggle and stuff like that. So I'm not angry about it, but unfortunately, in that time, things just got also difficult with the work where I was, and they didn't pay me as planned. So I had to start selling stuff at my resort.
So you were here, and then you had to leave to go work somewhere else. People came in, they took your stuff to sell to try and make money for themselves.
Yes.
You were working for someone else, and the people you were working for didn't pay you for for the work you did.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
yes. So, and then I started selling stuff here by Montego Resort. So that's why most of my chalets are not up and running,
Yeah.
because I sold all the beds and all the stuff just to sustain ourselves. You know, it is very difficult to look at other people that are looking at you for food. And being so young, I mean, I'm 29
pressure.
years old. So being so young, going through like bankruptcy in a way, it was a shock to me. So I just tried to sell everything so that you just don't want to see people hungry like that. I'd never want to see that ever in my life again. It was really bad. And and then unfortunately one night, I sold my bike the day and for salaries and to pay my staff. And they came in that night and robbed us, and they stole actually my boss's vehicle, because it was standing here for repairs. My boss's vehicle at that time, and then also the money and a laptop. And they didn't hurt my friend. They did tie her up and threw her around a bit, but
Tied up your friend and threw around a bit and rob your vehicle and your laptop and all your
and
electronics.
her laptop, and the guard got tied up.
The guard got...
Yeah, the guard got tied up, and I had a big dog here, a really big dog, a bloodhound, and they chased him away, unfortunately. And then, you know what? Realizing she didn't get hurt very badly. Luckily, God protected her and kept her safe, so they didn't like rape her or anything like that. They literally just came, stole, and gone. Then a few months down the line, we heard like rumors that it can be some of my staff. And then eventually they caught the guy, or they got the car back.
Yeah.
And when that guy confessed, told where did he buy the car, it came out that it was actually one of my staff, my maintenance guy. And all the pictures, putting it back together, I think that most of the theft that happened on my property was due to that bad person that was there. And he ran away. They didn't catch him. They caught 3 out of the 5 guys, but like I said, the 2 masterminds got away. So we are still trying to track them, and we're still trying to get the court case coming up. I was called in last week to come and hear about the case against the 3 guys.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But luckily the car got back, because I was really praying that we can get the vehicle back, because it was a big burden on my shoulders for my boss. You know, the car was getting repaired by my place, by the maintenance guy. He was actually also a mechanic. So there was a brake failure, so he was redoing the brakes on that vehicle. And
so you're off
unfortunately,
working,
he made plans.
Yeah, trying to support everyone, and
and you know, it learned me a lot. I think it's some lessons that I have had to learn, you know, growing up very quickly.
It's a fast lesson, or a hard lesson.
And I don't want anybody to be discouraged to come to Mozambique, because it is not a thing that always happens. In the
rare times, hard situations.
Let's say
difficult.
in the 7 years that I have been here, they haven't stole anything from me. The 7 years, it was only that time that I went here. There was no money. People were hungry, and you know, trying to look after your family. I mean, even me, like I'm not being mean about it, but if I have a hungry kid at home, I will steal a bread to feed him, or I will try to make plans. As a good person, I will try to make honest plans. But if you come to a point in time and you can't see any plans, you will become a thief, most probably.
You have to do to survive.
Yeah, you have to fight for survival, you're right.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that happened, and we are. I'm not angry at them. I'm disappointed. I think my staff was more disappointed in him, the guy, because they really looked up to him. He was actually one of our leaders, if I can say, one of the people that, you know, worked with the staff and, you know, talked for them, and, you know, being more of a management post. So they are very sad that he did that to them, because my staff knew that it was their money. It was not. I didn't sell it to get myself money. It was really for them, and they knew it. And unfortunately, you know, I think he took the whole hand at that time. So now we are here. It's now about almost a few months later. I think it's now about 9 months later. I came back to come and try to open my resort again. Slowly see what the damage is. I haven't really taken in the damage over the few times. So I really want to get the campsite started up again and the restaurant started up again. I just need a little bit of funding. I have had some blessings that people are wanting to fund me. So I am looking around and looking to set up some fund me pages if I can. So like I just got back 2 weeks ago, sorry. I did work for other company, helping to just start up a company for other person just to get some cash in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my brother also died of COVID in Cape Town in July. So I had to go 2 months to South Africa to go help pack up his stuff and go through his stuff and process. And it's only, I must say, it's been such a quick nightmare. It felt like the other day I just came through the border and all this stuff happened, and for the first time I literally left my work that I was doing now to take a break for myself and to focus on my business. I really want to get my business up and running again. I have lovely staff that have supported me through this whole time. I mean, there's months that we really struggled and they've brought me food, and they don't even have food themselves. They brought me food, they will look after me. They still come to work even if I maybe 1 month behind with payments. The staff that stuck around really showed what human beings can be, and and how they have accepted me as a family, and they really look after me so much, and I think that made our connection so much stronger, and the will to make this place work again so much more of an urge that I need to do it for them as well, because it's a lifestyle for them, and they still believe in this place. They really do believe in the place. Like yesterday when you guys rocked up, I mean, today I told them, and they were so full of smiles that there's clients here, and they couldn't wait.
The tourists are coming back. The tourists are coming back.
They couldn't wait because they've told me, like, since I've had problems with the previous work that didn't pay me, they've begged me actually to come back. And I didn't really want to listen because there's no tourists. And they said, but the people are coming. The people are really coming. You must come and see.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I made the decision just to focus on myself and my family. It is not an easy decision because you're saying goodbye to a permanent paycheck, but I'm happy for the new chapter that we are hoping to do, and that we will get blessed to fix up this place again, because we had really good clients, and we have had so many clients that have come to us and said that this place just gave them that peace and quietness to work through issues that they have also had. I've met so much amazing people only due to me being on this property, Montego Resort. I've met friends for a lifetime, people that I still chat with and have had a most amazing experiences with. And one of my favorite stories to tell is, like, we had in our 4th year that we've been here, my dad got this request from a guy over email, and his dream was always to bring his family on a holiday out of the borders of South Africa. But he didn't have... He's never been, his whole family. And he was truly honest about that he didn't have the funds to pay for it and stuff like that. And obviously my dad is such a soft-hearted person that he's like, come, don't worry, just come. And I must say, like, I've never seen people so humble just to have a vacation. They were one of my favorite clients. I still get goosebumps till today thinking about them. It made it really special for us to see that, with all the money and all the craziness of the rat race that we have, we don't see the small things in life. He literally brought his whole family and they camped here, and they were so nice people, and they were so, like, willing to give everything, and my dad and me organized some nice stuff for them as well. And it was such a really blessing to be able to give that to somebody else, to see that he can, and when he left, he wrote us such a nice, message about how we made it possible for him to actually come, because we allowed ourselves to hear out his story. And I will welcome that family back anytime again, but that was and that's when me especially, but realized that that's what I want to do. I want to make it possible for the people that can't come on holidays or take a break or anything, because Mozambique is a very cheap country to come on holiday with. If you do it the right way, and if you actually really source very nicely, it can be one of the cheapest places to come. I mean, the communities are so welcoming. Like I said, if you treat the local people with respect, they will treat you like a king.
Yeah.
Literally, if you treat them with respect and be nice to them and be friendly to them, they will be friendly back. There was always, and when I was growing up, there was always this, when we would come on holidays, there was a big banner at the border that always said the land of smiles. And I still believe till this day, it is the land of smiles, because they're all always smiling at you and they will always wave and smile, smile, smile. Yes, there is some people that say that it is dangerous to come to this country. I won't go up far north. There is some conflict there at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what is the newest of the new. So I won't say to clients to go up that far, but it's about 5 to 6 days drive from here. So it's a very far away. I mean, it's going back to South Africa far away. It's farther than South Africa.
Yeah.
So, and I know that the country is trying to sort it out. It is a problem with ISIS and stuff like that up north. But yes, in any country you get your dangerous areas and your safe areas. I feel it's a common thing. So there is a few places to watch out for. But like 100% I can say this is a very safe country, very friendly to tourists, and they know that tourism in its own is like the feeding meal to the whole country. It's really the lifeline of Mozambique. And it did really kill us. COVID killed the whole tourist industry, and I have had more than probably 10 resorts that I know of that were friends of mine had to close and move back to South Africa because they didn't make it. So I'm very blessed that I can still be sitting here and having this view and feeling the air and experiencing the ocean and having this wonderful people around us. I think Mozambique is a lot safer than South Africa. I mean, I'm a South African. I come from there. I grew up there.
That's your opinion, so.
But that's my opinion. I feel a lot safer here. I really don't lock my door. I don't lock my car.
Yeah, I saw your car was open.
Yeah, so I leave it open sometimes. My guard will wake me up in the morning and he'll give me my car keys. Then he took out the car keys because I left it in. So I feel it's a very safe area. I do have police that is stationed on the property. They're actually Maritimo police. That is the police of the ocean and the beach and protecting the environment and stuff like that. And that does help with the safety factor. But, they are not like hassling clients and stuff like that. They do really respect the fact that they know that brings in money to the people that need it.
Yeah.
Yes, there is some, corruption on the police side. You will find a few police and a lot of years ago, I'll say in the beginning of me coming here, the police was very corrupt. But then there was a guy that came into the Maputo and he was like the head director of the police. And I think he really sorted out all the problems, because in the beginning coming to Mozambique as a tourist, you got stopped like most times, and they try to hassle you because everybody is hungry. They want to make money, And then now I will say probably like last 4 years, I can't really say now with COVID times, I don't know how to cut out that years, but I haven't been stopped much. Actually, not at all, I drive around with a South African license number plate and I've had a lot of clients also say that we always come to Mozambique, that the police have calmed down on that thing. The border is sometimes still an issue, but if you read up about the information, and there's very good information on how to get through the border, and I'm more than welcome to also put my email address. Anybody can contact me. I will help them through. And there is also a very nice thing that set it up, Drive Moss. It is a type of community that they set up on Facebook where they help each other. So there's a lot of people that is on this Drive Moss, and they you can say, I have problems at the border, they telling me this and this and this, and then there's people that is in the government on that group and that know the government rules, and they jump in and they organize. Fast. So, they try to organize. I've had, unfortunately in third world countries, I feel people do try to take chances to make money because everybody is struggling. Now we're struggling more than ever. I mean, everybody is struggling. I don't think there's one country that is not struggling at the moment. So it is a thing. Everybody tries to take their chances, but if you have the respect and the friendliness, and you will treat the police officer with friendliness and all of that, they don't really have a problem. But if you come with a arrogant attitude or like a
Or a
chip on your
foreigner,
shoulder
yeah.
type of, you're not going to tell me, they're going to give you some problems, you know. And I think it's the whole lesson about it is just have respect for where you're going and the people around you. They have lived here and they know. And so yeah, I mean, I can give you a lot of links on stuff to go through, where you can read up how to get through the border, where is what and what. But mostly I will just say it is a very safe country. It's very like accessible for any type of tourist to come. And there's a lot of adventures that you can find yourself into, and very cool adventures that can happen. I've had such amazing experiences living in this country.
That's
Like,
just beautiful. And it's right on the ocean. It's great. There's
yeah,
lots of
I'm in
coastal
love with
activities.
Mozambique. You know, I'm sad about like having a situation like this. Now it is not a very pleasant situation, but it doesn't take away the love that I have for this country and for. I felt more accepted in this country than I've been felt accepted in my own country.
Wow,
to
that's
be
amazing.
really honest.
I have one more question that
Yes.
you touched on earlier today when we were
Yeah.
talking. So a lot of times when we were talking today, you were explaining how blessed you felt about things and how blessed you felt about the situation and how happy you were blessed about this and that. And earlier you asked me what my opinion was on God and if I believed in God, and my
Yeah.
answer was something along the lines of not really, but if I choose to. And you said at one point you felt similar, but now you feel quite different.
I
Why
didn't
is that?
believe. I really didn't believe.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah.
I really didn't believe.
Yeah.
I think, you know, I don't want to say it in that way, but it's opinion. I think God made stuff happen to me so that I can open my eyes about the blessing that He does give us. It is difficult with also losing my brother and everything to maybe see him. It is a thing to go through, but He really has blessed me. There's a reason that I'm still alive and eating and have food and a roof over my head and not sitting on the streets, and the fact that I can still be with my family now and, you know, be together with people. And then also my staff. My staff are very Christians. They brought it into my life as well. You know, they prayed so many times for us, for stuff to happen, and you know, miracles do happen. They really do happen. You know, we prayed this morning about receiving some money and stuff like that, and that's why I'm going to town later. We did receive some cash, so that there was
Tough to
people
argue
that,
with that.
yeah,
Wow.
like there was people that I sold stuff to and they never paid me.
Yeah.
And we prayed about this morning, and now I can go to town and get some money to pay them. And then we prayed in the week for some people to come and help us, and you know, to maybe, you know, some clients. And you rocked up yesterday. So I really do believe God exists.
Yeah.
I believe He's out there. It doesn't matter in what shape and form you maybe see Him,
Yeah.
but He is there, and He is willing to help you if you are willing to listen. And I got baptized in COVID time.
During COVID.
Yeah,
You
during
had
COVID
such a
time.
crazy 2 years. Oh my God.
I really actually want to write a book. So yeah, so like it was a hectic time, and it was going so bad. And just after they stole from me, I had a guy that came to us, and he knew that we were struggling. His name was Franco, and he is a priest and he's a missionary, and he works so much with the local community. He stays with them, and he's like so intertwined. And he came visiting us every day and giving us, you know, in the beginning I was like, oh, no, I don't want to listen.
You there? I'm here. Keep your distance.
Keep away. And then, my mom and dad is very Christian as well, but I didn't grow up in a house where we were strictly like, read your Bible, do this, do that.
Yeah, right.
I didn't go to church. And he came slowly, and when they stole the bakkie and, you know, tied up my friend, I was so like, you know, worried. And when they tied her up at the back, and they took her into my room here, because she was staying in my room. And she said she's a big Christian. You know, her mom and dad were missionaries, so she does believe, but she also has her moments. So it was a very blessed road to walk with her, learning about Christ and Jesus and everything about it, because she had all the knowledge, but she also didn't 100% believe all the knowledge, because
Yeah, right.
she grew up in that household. So it was quite nice to have that with her. And she said she prayed that they won't rape her or do anything, because she's also said, like, in the how many years. I mean, she's a year older than me, so she grew up. So she was about 18 years in Mozambique before she went back to South Africa to go study and work and stuff like that. And she've never experienced something like that, you know. And all the time staying here, they have never had stuff. And that night, she really prayed when they like tied her up. She prayed that they won't hurt her, and they really didn't. They literally just they threw her around a little bit because they were looking for the cash that she hid away of the bike sale. She did already pay one staff member already, and they counted the money. So that's also how we knew that there was one of the staff, and they knew there was missing. And then they went to the guarda's bag where she paid him and took his money and his phone and everything. But that whole time she was praying, and just after that, I think 2 days after like that happening, on my way, like chasing down from where I was working, it's about 4 hours drive, in the middle of the night, chasing with my car, it broke. And I got here, it made it like literally here, and it stood. And Franco came, and 2 days later he came again, and I'm like, today is the day. I need to believe because everything is going bad. Nothing is going good. And he baptized me, and we sat in prayer, and I started reading my Bible and, you know, trying, you know, to figure out what is God and what are we meant to be, and really the blessings that have come after that. Somebody came to fix my vehicle, and I didn't think it would be fixable. I mean, you have to, what broke on it was so difficult that actually one of the top technicians had to actually come out to do it. But luckily, I'm also blessed to have a friend that works with vehicles, so he knew a shortcut on fixing it. So, and then a lady here that has helped us a lot. She has done a lot of donations. They also stay like 2 hours down to that side, Maputo side. She and her husband came through, and she heard the vehicle was broken, and me and him sat like the whole weekend fixing this vehicle, and he fixed it.
Wow.
I was so like in awe, because in that time it was full-blown lockdown, no borders, we can't get parts in, can't get the parts here. It was so, and my dad got a truck to send me, and it's such a stupid part, but he sent it through with a truck, and that was also a blessing on its own. And I mean, I got baptized, and I had to travel with a taxi back to my work, and you know, going through that, and then, you know, with my dog, because my dog travels with me, so it's me and my dog in the taxi. I'm like holding my dog, and all the people are scared because my dog's a pit bull, so like everybody, he's not dangerous, you know, he just has a dangerous reputation. But me and this dog in the taxi all the way, so we got there, and like in 2 weeks, my dad got the part, and then in that time, these guys, they found out that the car is broken, and I took a taxi back down, me and my dog, because the part got sent up to a trucking a company that was up there where I was working, and they gave me the part. And I traveled the part and the dog, and now we're going home to fix the vehicle. And we fixed the vehicle, and I'm probably say a day and a half, you know, taking apart the whole engine. And normally you have to work in a very clean environment, opening the engine up because of the sand and all that stuff. And yeah, the car is still running today, you know, after fixing it. So I saw that as also one of my first blessings. And slowly all the blessings came in. It was very difficult for my friend, staying here alone after all that. So that priest came to stay with her for a bit. And he organized somebody to stay with it. Still, I can just figure out what's going on. Yeah. And then, just as the borders opened, it was people could get repatriated and stuff like that. My friend, she had her dog here with her, actually. And it's illegal to have dogs crossing the border. Oh, yeah. And she didn't want to leave him.
Right.
You know,
part of the family.
Yeah, it's a part of the family. It's a part of your everything. So, and then I went into town the one day, looking around for people to maybe help us to get her through the border, because I can't leave the property. I need to go back to work. That happened just like, say, September. It happened in September, just beginning of October, and then actually the borders only opened at end of October, so we were very blessed. It was the time for repatriation, and so they were allowing all the South Africans to go back, but they're not allowing anybody to come. So I found this guy. His name was Isaac, through a guy, Ike, that helped me a lot as well. Also big Christians, and he took her and her dog and all her stuff, because she got a lot of stuff from her mom.
Yeah.
Because her mom and dad just moved back to South Africa just before COVID hit. And she was staying here just to look after the place, literally like I think a month before COVID hit, her parents left. And she stayed behind because she wanted to have a break and look after my place. It was like I asked her, I need to go to visit my family. And I was going, for all the, just take a break. So I was planning on being there a month. I was only there like 2 weeks and then the whole shabam happened. But and we got blessed. He took her to Maputo to get COVID tests. They had to travel, wait a week, come back, waited, and he took her through the border with her dog. It's very illegal to mention this, but with her dog, he sneaked them through. He took her all the way to Victoria.
I'm sure worse stuff happens around the border. That's probably
but he took her all the way through, and that was also another thing that I saw. It's a blessing. Then I literally packed up everything out of everything and locked it up into storerooms, bolted them and welded them shut so that nobody can break in and steal. And because at that point, that staff member was still working for us, but I had a suspicion that it can be him due to the fact that he stole my laptop, and he was actually one of the only people that knew where I hid my laptop in my room. So I had that suspicion, but only in so it happened in August, and they catch the guy with the bucky in June, the year after. And then I left my work June, when they catch him. I literally left my work, and I remember still praying to God when I left there that they please will find the car. And literally between in 2 days, because it was a big burden hanging over me the car got stolen on my property, and I was scared that they were not going to pay me anything due to the car getting stolen on my property, but I didn't get paid anyway. So, unfortunately, that happened. And then, I prayed and they got the car. And then I was here maybe 3 days, then the police called me and said they found the car. I need to come in and talk to them. And I'm like, but tell me what happened. And they didn't want to tell me over the phone.
Come in first.
So me and my manager, he's like my right-hand man, he showed us the property when we bought it. He's been with the property, with the previous owners as well. So he's a part of this Montego, it's him. And I'll probably say half of the reason why this place is what it is because of you, And he went with me to the police station, and, I remember sitting in the police station and going through the reports and seeing my guy's name. And I'm like,
wait a minute. And
just realizing that the feeling that I had inside was true. And just, as the stuff fell into place, he did it. I came back the weekend, and the Monday he was supposed to be at work, and the Tuesday they called me to come the Wednesday. And the Monday he didn't rock up for work, and the Tuesday he didn't rock up for work. And they tried to catch them on the weekend, and that's when they got a slip, because 3 of the 5 guys got caught, but they did manage to tell the other 2 to get away.
Yeah.
So I know the one guy is up north, and he ran away to South Africa. Yeah. So he's in South Africa.
Crazy. What a crazy 2 years of ups and downs and loss and find and all
it was
kinds of
a lot
things.
of lessons, but all of that, in and all, have also taught me that I still love this country.
Yeah.
I still want to try to continue here. Yes, I can give up and run back to South Africa and fall into the dynamic of that, but I still want to try to make it work here.
Yeah. And so if people, say someone wants to come here, someone wants to find you, where should they look and where do they find you? How do they find you?
We are on Facebook. We are also on Instagram.
Yeah.
We are a little bit out of date with all the posts.
I think everyone's out of date with the posts right now if you're in a tourism business.
Yeah, so unfortunately my brother was a web designer on the internet, so he was running all the marketing and the Facebooks and stuff like that. I did take it over. So I will try to get all the updates now. I first just want to go through the place and see. At the moment I can take camping in. Yeah. And some people that is okay with chalets, that we are at this stage. We need to paint the chalets again, so that's one of the problems. But they can go and look on Facebook, and Montego Resort is
Montego Resort on Facebook and Instagram too.
Instagram, Montego Resort in Xai Xai.
Yeah.
And then also we have our own page, www.montegomoz.co.za.
Okay, I'll put a little link on the bottom so it's a little easier.
So you guys can check us there, and I'm also hoping to, in a spirit, I got my brother's cameras and his drone. He was a big drone flyer and stuff like that. So most of the videos and footage that is of Montego is his footage. So I'm hoping during the process that I'm fixing up my resort, I can also post about how we are fixing it up, and so that the people that know about us can be in tune, because we've had a lot of people bless us with some donations, and it's not enough, but you know, it still keeps the wheel going. So every little dime helps.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks a lot. That's such a crazy story. Oh my God, thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening to my story. I really don't want to chase anybody away from this beautiful country, so please come. And there's a lot of resorts that need you guys to come out. I mean, it's such a beautiful place. People are so amazing. I can't say enough of this place. You know, I get homesick so quickly going back to South Africa because I just want to come back here. It's such a nicer lifestyle. It depends on person to person also, probably. But yes, there's a lot of resorts that need you guys to come and help us to get through this tourism industry. And it's not just the resorts, the people that work at the resorts that need it, because they live off tourists, and they need the tourists to come and survive. And they have families that they need to support. So we need the tourists to come back to this country as soon as possible for all of us to make it work.
Just before it goes up, I'm just going to do a quick pan around and show you how close we're to the ocean too.
Yes.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
So just before...
You can show them on the deck.
We'll get that in a second here. So this is sort of the lobby where we're hanging out at, and as we spin around behind us here, like look how lush and green it is for camping. Oh my God, and then the chalets are up the top of the hill. And there's like a nice little sandy area down here. It's very artsy with all of the sort of those like buoys. Yeah, sorry, buoys. Yeah. And then, well, I'll follow you. You can lead. Can lead the tour. So this is like a very small glimpse of the place, but if we go up,
the deck is not packed out because I'm trying to get the tables out of the sun.
Yeah. But
this is our beautiful view that we have.
Look at the coastline. Oh my God. So that's it, right there is the beach, the ocean. Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Stop by Montego Resort, it's a beautiful place.
Yes.
Thanks a lot again.
Yeah.